Purpose is there to guide you, but you have to see it, you have to find it. And that's a quest, it's a discovery. About 30 years ago, I read 3 simple words on a tombstone. She brought light. And those 3 words, they've stayed with me for such a long time, actually guiding me, navigating, helping me find and re-find that purpose that I find is mine. Today, I'm unpacking purpose. What is it? Does it matter? What role does it have in our lives? And how can you find it? Hi, I'm Ebba Laurin. I help leaders, employees, entrepreneurs, and my lovely students to grow as people and grow their business, of course, but also to grow their potential, not only realize it, especially in times and conditions that are kind of challenging. When I say purpose, what comes to mind? I've been thinking about this episode for a couple of days, and I walk around, and this is Sweden, so people don't normally interact with each other sort of spontaneously in the street. But I've been asking people here, there and everywhere, what do you think of when I say purpose? And I find purpose, the word and the meaning, so fantastic because the answers I got ranges from what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of me doing algebra in school? It is so much, ranging from that existential and big to actually impacting our everyday tasks, our lives. I recurrently think, like, what's the purpose of me doing the laundry again and again and again and again? Of course, I want my kids to look healthy and nice and clean. And also me, of course. So the meaning of purpose ranges from so many different domains and levels, from the philosophical into business, in terms of strategy, mission and vision, really important tools when I'm working with leadership teams, for example, so that we're not working leadership out of context, but really leadership in their purpose. So what's the role and function of purpose? It's about what we want to bring to the table, what we want to contribute with in this world. It's also about what we want to leave behind. Right here and now, purpose should have that quality of being able to fire you up a bit and motivate you to endure maybe boring tasks or boring phases or troublesome ones or challenging ones. When I work with leadership teams, especially diverse ones, and to me, the more diverse, the more fun, the more engagement, quality, and also friction, creativity. But when I work with them and also with individuals, I talk about our purpose being like the North Star. And this is an old sailor reference. Sailors could use it to navigate by. Even when they had no instruments, no tools, no technology, the North Star symbolizes several things to me. Not only that it is a star, it gives us hope, it can guide us, it is bright and shiny, but also the fact that if we can't see it, we can't navigate by it. And to me, it's the same with purpose. If we can't envision it, think about it, test it out in practice, then it does us no good. So how can you find yours? Well, here's a counterintuitive tip. I work with the framework of VUCA, so that's really regarding the world as highly changing, disruptive, surprising, fantastic, but quite challenging in its 4 conditions: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And I find that when we're in conditions of VUCA, don't focus on your purpose. Don't focus on finding your purpose, because you tense up and you become like fixated on that big thing. But really focus on why. Use that favorite tool of mine as a person, being curious, but also as a researcher, as a teacher, being interested in what my students are actually learning. That fantastic tool, the question why. Why should I be here? Why am I here? Why am I with you? Why now? Why not now? Using that tool of why will help you both be brave, because sometimes you need courage to ask the question why. And when you ask yourself why, it'll help you dig deeper into your motivation, what you're passionate about, what you really can't stomach, and why. And it will help you unpack what others think, what others envision for you. I say this with love and to caution you. Because the people who can help us discover the whys and the why nots, etc. of our lives are also the people who can hinder us in going after our own whys and our own purpose. Not about society's expectations or families and friends or what is the norm or the trend. It's about you. To kickstart that discovery, you can ask yourself, what would I do if it gave me no money, no recognition, I had no feedback? It was quite demanding in terms of time, energy, also took some willpower. What would I be doing and why? Answering those two questions will probably hone in on your purpose, help you understand your why. So Socrates said, the greatest way to be with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. I love that because he focused so much on practice. Purpose is nothing without practice, i.e. the actions, the thoughts and the emotions that we have in our everyday life. So purpose is not theoretical, it's not about knowing, it's about practicing. Without practice, it's rather a dream, and dreams are fantastic, but we do have to start working it sooner or later for it to become purposeful. If I met Socrates today, I would probably have a debate about purpose being practice in a context. I'm sure he knew what he was doing when he was practicing his purpose, but it really got him killed in the end, didn't it? So context is also really important to you being able to practice and live your purpose. And it isn't black and white. It expands, evolves, changes. There is one part that is more stable, that's your North Star, and the other part is very dynamic. And it should be. Like when you have kids, if you have kids, it does change your purpose, and it should, because one part of purpose is stable and one part is dynamic. And throughout life and throughout any development, we have to integrate how those two dimensions of purpose interplay. So for example, having my kids, they're wonderful. I kind of went all in and shaped life around them so I could be with them a lot. You know, they only grow up once, and I wanted to really, really enjoy that and be challenged by that and grow with that, hopefully. But you don't want to live your life for your kids, helping them to grow, to become wonderful, independent, good individuals. They move out and there you sit, having lost contact with your own purpose. So when you move through these changes in life, where your purpose is redefined or your purpose is altered in a way, I think you need to actively cultivate that part of your purpose that is stable for you. Understanding your purpose can also help you identify those deeper frustrations in your life. I was at a party, I was talking to this guy. He and I were maybe 35 years old, so quite established in our working lives. And I thought he was bragging at first. Also, I don't drink, I was sober, and he was quite tipsy. He started talking about his great life. I have this awesome job and this very nice title. I have such a beautiful girlfriend. My place is awesome. And as he went on and on, his voice was becoming more and more tense and a bit more frustrated. And I was going, where will this end? He said, I have it all. I don't understand why I am not happy. I think the next time I saw him, he was a little bit more sober and he had changed his job. He was not in a corporate career anymore. He was working with preserving nature. He was definitely happier. Your purpose can be such a superpower, I find. It can turn all of that frustration, like the guy, into motivation and drive for change. So it can really be that fuel for self-leadership. There are so many things that we can't change in this world, but this we can. We can find our purpose and we can influence what we bring to the world. And it's never too early and it's never too late to really start exploring more consciously and finding your purpose. I hope this resonates with you and that you feel that I'm on your side, like supporting your development and where you want to be and go. Most importantly, take care out there.